Have you ever wondered why some women leave a lasting mark on a man's heart, not just attracting him, but making him crave their presence like a powerful force he can't resist? It's not just about being beautiful. It's not about playing games or following manipulative tricks. The truth is that men don't fall in love the way women do. Women connect deeply through conversations, shared moments, and emotional expression. But men? They bond through emotionally charged experiences, moments that make him feel something powerful, something unforgettable. When a man starts to associate you with that feeling, with comfort, excitement, and emotional fulfillment, he won't just want you, he'll need you. He won't be able to imagine life without you. But here's the mistake most women make. They either give too much too soon, or fail to create the kind of emotional connection that keeps a man truly invested. So today, I'm revealing 7 powerful ways to create an emotional bond so deep that no other woman can replace you. These aren't tricks. They're grounded in psychology, emotional connection, and practical wisdom. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to become the woman he thinks about constantly, the one who makes his world feel better, brighter, calmer, and more meaningful. Stay with me, because the best part is just ahead. 1. Be his safe space. Most women underestimate how much pressure men carry every day, the constant demand to be strong, composed, and in control. They may seem calm, smiling at dinner or laughing with friends, yet inside, many men are battling a storm they feel they must hide. Vulnerability feels like weakness, something they've been taught to suppress. From a young age, they're told to man up, to bottle up their emotions, and never reveal their struggles. Yet beneath that armor, there's a quiet craving, a need for a space where they can finally breathe, where they don't have to be perfect, where they can let down their guard. When you create that space, you become more than just the woman he enjoys spending time with. You become the one person he can't live without. Emotional safety is what turns attraction into attachment. It's what makes him reach for you when life feels heavy. What makes him choose you, not just once, but over and over again. The key is presence. Not just being physically there, but emotionally attuned. When he talks, give him your full attention. Don't just hear his words, absorb them. Too often, women jump in too quickly, rushing to fix things or offer advice. They assume solutions will help him feel better, when in reality, what he's searching for is understanding. Men rarely need answers as much as they need space to process what they're feeling. If he comes home tired and says, "Work was brutal today," resist the urge to reply with advice or try to cheer him up. Instead, pause. Make eye contact. Let him feel your presence. No pressure, no judgment. Just sit with him in that moment, and when you do speak, keep it simple. Instead of saying, "You should try this," or "You'll be fine, try." That sounds tough. How are you feeling about it? Those few words, quiet yet powerful, tell him that his feelings are valid. They show that you're not there to fix him, you're simply there with him. And that's what he needs most. Because when he feels like he can be imperfect, emotional, or uncertain around you, without being criticized or dismissed, that's when he starts connecting your presence with peace. But emotional safety isn't just about what you say. It's about what you don't say. Silence, when used right, is powerful. When he pauses, don't rush to fill the gap with words. Instead, let the silence linger. It tells him that he doesn't have to rush his thoughts or force himself to explain what he's feeling before he's ready. Silence creates space, and in that space, trust is built. The mistake most women make isn't just giving advice, it's misreading those quiet moments. If he pauses, don't assume he's distant or angry. Often he's just gathering, his thoughts finding the words he rarely feels safe enough to express. Let him. Because when you can sit with him in that silence, without questioning, pressuring, or pulling away, you're telling him something powerful. That with you, there's no need to perform. He can just be. But this isn't about walking on eggshells or tiptoeing around his feelings. Being his safe space doesn't mean you ignore your own emotions or silence your voice. It's about balance. It's about knowing when to speak and when to simply hold space for him. Sometimes, your quiet presence says far more than words ever could. Yet all of this can be undone in an instant if he feels judged. The fastest way to break emotional trust is to criticize or dismiss his feelings. If he opens up about his worries, and you respond with, "You're overreacting," or "I've had it worse," you've just told him his emotions are a burden. And when a man feels that his feelings aren't safe with you, he won't just close down. He'll stop turning to you altogether. This doesn't mean you can't challenge him or share your perspective, but timing matters. If he's overwhelmed, your advice may feel like criticism, even when you mean well. Instead, show empathy first. Let him know you hear him. And when he feels safe enough to open up, then you can offer your thoughts, not as a lecture, but as support. This kind of emotional connection isn't just comforting, it's magnetic. When a man feels like you're the one person who truly gets him, he'll crave that feeling more than excitement, more than chemistry, more than anything else. Because while passion may draw him in, it's emotional safety that makes him stay. And here's what's even more powerful. When a man feels emotionally safe with you, he's not just comforted, he's inspired. He feels stronger, calmer, and more capable with you by his side. He starts to believe that no matter what life throws at him, he can face it, because you're there. That belief creates a bond stronger than attraction, deeper than desire, a bond that makes him choose you, not just for a season, but for a lifetime. Men can find beauty anywhere. They can be drawn to charm, wit, and charisma. But emotional safety, a space where they feel truly understood, accepted, and valued, is rare. And when you become that space, you become unforgettable. Because the woman who makes him feel seen, heard, and safe, she's the one he can't let go of. 2. Make him feel like a hero. A man doesn't just want to be loved, he wants to be needed. Not in a way that drains him, but in a way that makes him feel valued, powerful, and irreplaceable. Deep down, every man craves the feeling that his presence makes a difference, that without him, your life would be just a little harder, a little emptier. This isn't about ego, it's about identity. Because for a man, feeling useful isn't just satisfying, it's essential. When a man feels like he's needed, something powerful shifts. He starts to see you as his woman, the one he's drawn to, the one he's proud to protect, the one he instinctively wants to give his best to. But here's where many women unintentionally push men away. They do everything themselves. They pride themselves on being independent, so much, so that they leave no room for him to step in. He may admire your strength, but if he feels like his presence doesn't add value to your life, his connection to you will weaken. Because the truth is, no man wants to feel unnecessary. This doesn't mean you should pretend to be helpless or depend on him for things you can easily handle. Men aren't drawn to weakness, they're drawn to purpose. They want to feel that what they do, their skills, their efforts, their presence, matters. When you make him feel like his contribution improves your life, you tap into something deeply wired in his psychology, a sense of purpose that keeps him emotionally invested. The key is learning how to create opportunities for him to feel like your hero, not by playing games or acting powerless, but by allowing him to step up in meaningful ways. Ask for his help, not out of dependence, but to show that you recognize his strengths. Let him fix something, solve a problem, or offer guidance. And when he does, Make sure he feels appreciated, not with generic praise, but with words that speak to his deeper need to feel significant. Instead of just saying, "Thanks," try saying, "I don't know what I would have done without you," or "I feel so much better knowing I can count on you." These words don't just acknowledge what he did, they confirm what it means to you. They tell him that his presence makes your life easier, safer, or better. And that's exactly what men crave. Because when a man feels like your hero, he doesn't just enjoy spending time with you, he feels needed by you. And that feeling is addictive. But here's where it gets even more powerful: when you allow him to take the lead, to provide, protect, or guide, you activate something primal inside him. He starts to feel like he's stepping into his masculine energy, the part of him that thrives on being dependable, resourceful, and strong. This doesn't mean you should suppress your own strength or shrink yourself to make him feel important. Quite the opposite. When you carry yourself with quiet confidence, trusting him to step up without demanding it, you make space for him to choose to lead. And that's when he feels most powerful. Men don't want to feel forced into a role. They want to rise into it. The more he feels like his presence makes you feel secure, the more emotionally attached he becomes. Because now, being with you isn't just about love, it's about identity. He starts to see himself as the man who supports you, who protects, you who makes your life better, and that's a role he won't want to give up. But this only works if you respect the efforts he makes, no matter how small. If he fixes something around the house, makes dinner plans, or offers advice, resist the urge to point out what he could have done better. A man who feels like his efforts are never good enough will eventually stop trying. If he opens up emotionally and you respond with criticism, sarcasm, or indifference, he'll retreat. Not because he's weak, but because no man continues to invest where he feels like he's failing. This doesn't mean you can't express your feelings or set boundaries. It means understanding the how. When you approach him with respect, when you acknowledge his efforts before suggesting a change, he'll feel motivated to do even better. But if he feels like nothing he does ever meets your standards, he'll start to question why he's trying at all. Creating this dynamic doesn't require manipulation. It requires wisdom. It's about showing him that you trust his instincts, that you value his strengths, and that his presence brings something into your life that no one else can. When a man feels like your protector, your provider, your source of strength, he's not just attracted to you, he's bonded to you. Because now, being with you isn't just a choice, it's part of who he is. And that's the secret. Men may be drawn to beauty, charm, and excitement, but what makes them stay is the feeling that their presence has a purpose. The feeling that, without them, something important would be missing. And the woman who makes him feel that way, the one who lets him know that his strength, his wisdom, and his presence make her life better, that's the woman he'll crave. That's the woman he'll commit to. Because the greatest addiction a man can have isn't love, sex, or romance. It's feeling like your hero. 3. Maintain your own life and passions. The women men can't forget are the ones who never stopped being their own person. They're the women who remain captivating, not because they're constantly available, but because they bring something deeper. A sense of purpose, energy, and independence that makes their presence irresistible. A man may be drawn to your beauty, your kindness, or your charm, but what keeps him emotionally addicted is knowing that you have a life that excites you, with or without him. The truth is, men crave a sense of mystery, not the kind built on manipulation or playing hard to get, but the natural allure that comes from a woman who's genuinely fulfilled by her own journey. When you have passions, dreams, and interests outside of your relationship, you become someone he wants to keep up with. Instead of wondering how to hold his attention, you naturally draw him in, because your life is already rich and interesting on its own. This doesn't mean you need to distance yourself or act indifferent. It's about balance. The mistake some women make isn't caring too little. It's giving too much. They pour everything into the relationship, sacrificing their goals, their friends, their hobbies, believing that by being fully available, they'll win his heart. But instead of feeling closer, he starts to feel something else. Pressure. Pressure to fill your world. Pressure to become the center of your happiness. And that pressure feels suffocating. Men aren't drawn to women who lose themselves. They're drawn to women who are whole. The kind of woman who knows her worth, follows her passions, and stays connected to the life she built long before. He arrived. Because when he sees that your joy doesn't depend entirely on him, something powerful happens. He starts craving a place in your world. He starts wanting to be part of your journey, not because you need him there, but because being with you makes his life better. The key is to nurture your individuality, to keep building a life that excites you. Keep pursuing your goals, whether it's your career, a creative passion, or a hobby that lights you up. Stay connected with your friends, spend time with people who inspire you, and most importantly, never stop investing in your personal growth. The more you stay connected to what makes you you, the more naturally magnetic you become. But this isn't just about keeping busy. It's about energy. A woman who's deeply engaged in her own life carries a certain presence. She doesn't need to prove herself or demand attention. She attracts it effortlessly. When you walk into a room with quiet confidence, the kind that says, "I know who I am, and I'm proud of it," that energy captivates him. It makes him want to be closer, to understand you more deeply, to earn his place in your life. The beauty of maintaining your own life is that it keeps the relationship dynamic. Men don't fall for predictability. They fall for the thrill of discovery. When you hold back just enough, revealing your world in layers rather than all at once, you create something rare, intrigue. And that intrigue keeps him engaged. It keeps him thinking about you long after you've left the room, because with you, there's always more to uncover. The mistake many women make is giving everything too soon. They overshare, laying all their cards on the table before he's had the chance to earn that closeness. But the connection isn't built on instant access. It's built on gradual discovery. When you reveal yourself slowly, when you let him learn about you through shared experiences, conversations, and quiet moments, you create a bond that feels real and lasting. This doesn't mean you should withhold who you are or play games. It's about pacing, about letting him uncover your layers over time. When you maintain that sense of mystery, you invite him to keep exploring, to keep investing. Because he doesn't just want to be with you. He wants to figure you out. And the moment he feels like he's uncovered everything, the spark begins to fade. Predictability kills the excitement. And when the excitement dies, emotional addiction fades with it. The solution is simple. Keep evolving. Keep surprising him. Stay curious. Try new things. And never stop growing. Whether it's learning a new skill, exploring a new passion, or simply finding ways to challenge yourself, that energy will keep him engaged. He'll crave being part of your journey because your growth makes him feel alive. And here's the most powerful part. When a man sees that you have a life that's rich and fulfilling, he doesn't just admire you, he respects you. He sees you as a woman of value, someone who's not afraid to stand on her own. And when you hold that energy, the kind that says, "I don't need you, but I choose you," you become unforgettable. Because a man may be drawn to a woman's beauty, but what makes him stay is her independence, her ability to thrive with or without him, her refusal to shrink herself for the sake of his approval. That's what makes a man crave you, not just for the moment, but for the long haul. Because when you stay connected to your passions, your purpose, and your power, you don't just become someone he loves, you become someone he admires. And admiration? That's what makes him addicted to you in a way that no one else can replace. 4. Surprise him with spontaneous moments. Love thrives in the unexpected. It's not the big gestures or extravagant plans that keep a man emotionally hooked. It's the little moments that catch him off guard and leave him thinking about you long after you're gone. The moments that break the routine and make him feel like life with you are always full of possibility. Men may not always say it, but they crave excitement, not constant drama or unpredictability, but the kind of energy that keeps a relationship alive. When a man feels like there's always something new to discover with you, he won't just want to be around you, he'll feel drawn to you. Because the woman who knows how to break the rhythm of everyday life, the one who surprises him with unexpected joy, becomes the woman he can't stop thinking about. But this isn't about planning elaborate surprises or trying to impress him with big gestures. It's about understanding one simple truth. Men remember how you make them feel. And nothing makes a man feel more alive than when he's caught off guard, in the best way. It's the surprise coffee you bring him on a busy morning. The unexpected text that says, "Meet me at 8, I've got something planned." The spontaneous suggestion is to ditch your dinner reservation and grab ice cream by the beach instead. These moments aren't just fun. They create emotional memories that stick with him. Because when he's with you, he doesn't just feel safe, he feels excited. This balance between comfort and surprise is what keeps a man engaged. Too much comfort and things feel predictable. Too much excitement and things feel unstable. But when you weave those spontaneous moments into the foundation of emotional safety, something powerful happens. You create an energy that feels unforgettable. He never quite knows what to expect, and that's what makes him crave you. The beauty of spontaneity is that it doesn't have to be complicated. In fact, the most powerful surprises are often the simplest ones, the moments that show you we're thinking about him when he least expected it. Maybe it's sending him a playlist of songs that remind you of him. Maybe it's leaving a handwritten note in his car before work. A simple, "I'm proud of you. You've got this." Or maybe it's surprising him with his favorite snack when he's had a hard day. These gestures aren't about impressing him. They're about making him feel seen. And when a man feels like you understand what makes him smile, laugh, or relax, he won't just appreciate you, he'll crave you. But there's more to this than just thoughtful surprises. The key to keeping a man emotionally addicted lies in your energy. A woman who carries a sense of spontaneity, who laughs easily, jokes playfully, and embraces the unexpected, creates a feeling that men find magnetic. It's that lightheartedness, that willingness to break free from the ordinary that makes him want to be close to you, because with you, life feels exciting, and that's what keeps him wanting more. This isn't about being reckless or unpredictable. It's about breaking patterns. If your weekends always look the same, switch things up. Instead of your usual dinner spot, suggest a last-minute picnic in the park. If your conversations feel routine, ask him something unexpected. What's one thing you've never told anyone? Or, if you could drop everything and go anywhere right now, where would it be? These moments break the script, and that's what keeps a man emotionally hooked, because he's never quite sure what's coming next. But here's the secret. Spontaneity isn't just about keeping him entertained. It's about feeding your own spirit too. When you live with curiosity, adventure, and playfulness, you naturally bring that energy into your relationship. And men are drawn to women who are lit up by life, women who create joy without waiting for someone else to provide it. Don't underestimate the power of your presence when you're fully engaged in the moment. It's the way you laugh at his jokes, the way you tease him when he's being too serious, the way you pull him onto the dance floor when no one else is moving. These moments, raw, unplanned, and full of life, are what make him fall deeper. Because when he's with you, he feels something rare, freedom. The freedom to let go, to laugh, to forget the weight of the world for just a moment. And once he connects you to that feeling, he'll crave it. He'll crave you. But spontaneity isn't about being unpredictable just for the sake of it. It's about creating memories, moments that feel too good to forget. The night you both drove for hours just to find the perfect sunset. The random road trip that turned into one of your favorite memories. The playful teasing turned a quiet evening into something unforgettable. These moments aren't random. They're the moments that build connection. They're the moments that tell him, with you, life feels better. And when a man feels that, when he sees that you bring excitement, warmth, and energy into his world, he won't just want you in his life. He'll need you there. Because a man may fall in love with a woman's beauty, but he stays addicted to the woman who makes him feel alive. 5. Be emotionally present. A man may be drawn to your beauty, your charm, or your presence. But what makes him stay is how you make him feel. More than excitement or attraction, what creates emotional addiction is the feeling that, with you, he's truly seen. That his words aren't just heard, they're felt. When he speaks, he isn't just filling space. He's connecting with someone who actually understands. Being emotionally present is more than just listening. It's about showing up. It's about being fully engaged in the moment, not distracted by your phone, your thoughts, or what you're planning to say next. It's the difference between hearing what someone's saying and feeling what they're feeling. And when you master that kind of presence, you become unforgettable. The truth is that most men have spent years learning to suppress their emotions. They've been told to be strong, to stay composed, to figure things out on their own. Because of this, many men don't even realize how deeply they crave emotional connection until they finally experience it. When a man senses that he can let down his guard around you, that he doesn't have to filter his words or mask his feelings, something powerful happens. He starts to crave your presence, not just when things are easy, but when life feels heavy. Because in you, he finds something rare. A person who doesn't just listen, but understands. Being that person doesn't require you to fix his problems or offer endless advice. In fact, that's where many women go wrong. They hear a man's frustration, and they rush to help, believing that if they can solve his problem, he'll feel better. But men don't always need solutions. More often, what they need is space. Space to vent. Space to be frustrated. Space to sort through their thoughts without judgment or interruption. The next time he opens up, resist the urge to step in too, quickly. Instead, pause. Let him talk. Let him finish his thoughts without jumping in with advice or stories about how you face something similar. And when he's finished, don't rush to fix it. Just be there. Make eye contact. Hold the silence for a moment longer than feels comfortable. That pause tells him something powerful. I'm here with you, and I'm not going anywhere. When you do speak, keep your words simple but meaningful. Instead of saying, "You'll be fine," or "That's nothing compared to what I went through," try something like, "That sounds really tough. How are you feeling about it?" Or, "That must have been hard to deal with." These words may seem small, but they're powerful. They tell him that you're not trying to minimize what he's feeling, you're honoring it. And when a man feels like his emotions are safe with you, he starts to trust you in ways he won't with anyone else. But emotional presence isn't just about words. It's about energy. A man can tell when you're truly with him. When your attention isn't divided, when you're not mentally elsewhere, when you're not scanning the room or waiting for your turn to speak. It's the way you lean in slightly when he's talking, the way your eyes stay fixed on his, the way your body language quietly says, "I'm here with you." That presence is magnetic. It makes him feel like, in that moment, nothing else matters. And once he connects that feeling with you, he'll crave it. He'll crave you. But here's the secret. Emotional presence doesn't mean you have to lose yourself in his world. It's not about sacrificing your own voice or becoming the person who carries his emotions at the cost of your own. True, presence is about balance. It's about being strong enough to hold space for his emotions without letting them overwhelm you. When you can sit with his frustration, his doubt, or his uncertainty, without trying to absorb it or fix it, you show him something powerful. I trust you to handle your struggles, and I'm here to support you as you do. That's what makes a man emotionally addicted. Not a woman who constantly tries to save him, but a woman who believes in him enough to let him find his way. A woman who listens without judgment, supports without pressure, and encourages without control. When a man senses that you trust his ability to face life's challenges while still standing by his side, that's when he feels most deeply connected to you. But presence isn't just about heavy conversations or serious moments. It's also about the lighthearted, everyday experiences that create lasting memories. Being emotionally present means paying attention to the small details, the way he laughs at a certain joke, the song that always makes him smile, the way his eyes light up when he talks about something he's passionate about. These moments may seem insignificant, but they matter. Because when you remember the little things, the details that make him unique, you make him feel seen in a way no one else does. Emotional presence is rare. Most people listen half-heartedly, distracted by their own thoughts or preoccupied with what they'll say next. But when a man meets a woman who's fully engaged, who makes him feel like, in that moment, he's the most important person in the world, it leaves a mark. He may not be able to explain it, but he'll feel it, and he won't want to let it go. A man can be drawn to excitement, passion, or beauty, but what keeps him coming back is the feeling that with you, he's home, safe, understood. And once he finds that, once he feels that you're the person who makes him feel calm in the chaos, he won't just want you in his life. He'll need you there. Because a man may not always say what he's feeling, but the woman who makes him feel seen will always have his heart. 6. Encourage his growth and dreams. Every man carries a vision of the man he wants to become. The man who achieves his goals, fulfills his purpose, and makes his mark on the world. But for many men, that vision feels distant, like something they can't quite reach. Doubts creep in. Fear of failure holds them back. And sometimes they simply stop believing that their dreams are possible. But here's what most women don't realize. A man's deepest emotional attachment often grows when he feels that you believe in him, even when he's doubting himself. Because when a man senses that you see his potential, that you believe in his ability to achieve more, it awakens something powerful inside him. It makes him feel stronger, more capable, and more committed to you. Not because you pushed him, but because you inspired him. Men don't just want support. They want someone who sees beyond who they are today. Someone who sees the greatness they're capable of and encourages them to rise into it. When you become that person, when you stand by him, not as someone who demands, but as someone who inspires, you become unforgettable. But here's the key. Supporting his growth isn't about fixing him. It's not about pointing out his flaws or constantly reminding him of what he should be doing. In fact, nothing shuts a man down faster than feeling like you're trying to mold him into something he's not. Growth happens when a man feels trusted, when he knows that you believe in his ability to figure things out on his own. Instead of pushing him to change, start by recognizing what he's already doing right. Celebrate his small wins, even the ones that seem insignificant. If he's been working hard, tell him you admire his dedication. If he's facing doubts, remind him of the times he's succeeded before. These moments aren't just words. They're reminders that you see him. That you're not just focused on where he's falling short, but on the strengths that will carry him forward. But encouragement doesn't stop with praise. It's also about how you respond when he feels stuck. When a man opens up about his fears, his insecurities, or the doubts that keep him from moving forward, resist the urge to push him. Instead, create space for him to process it, and then remind him of his potential. Not with empty words, but with truth. If he's doubting a career move, say, "I know you always figure things out. I believe you can handle this." If he's frustrated with himself, remind him, "You've overcome worse. I know you'll get through this." These words don't just build confidence. They anchor him in the belief that he can grow. And once a man connects you to that belief, he won't just want you in his life. He'll feel like he needs you there. But this isn't just about words. It's about energy. The way you carry yourself, the way you speak about your own goals, and the way you pursue your own growth sends a powerful message. A man who sees you striving to improve, who sees you challenging yourself, setting goals, and pushing past your own fears, will feel inspired to do the same. Because growth isn't something you can force. It's something you model. When you live with purpose, resilience, and quiet determination, you encourage him to do the same. Not by demanding it, but by being it. But here's the mistake many women make. They confuse encouragement with control. They believe that by constantly advising, correcting, or pushing him, they'll motivate him to grow. But what actually happens is the opposite. He feels pressured, criticized, or worse, unworthy. And when a man feels like nothing he does is ever enough, he stops trying altogether. Encouragement isn't about reminding him of where he's failing. It's about showing him what he's capable of. It's about letting him know that you trust his instincts, even when he's uncertain. That you believe in his ability to overcome obstacles, even when he's doubting himself. And here's the most powerful truth. When a man feels like you see his potential, when he feels that with you, he becomes a better version of himself, he won't let you go. Because now being with you isn't just about comfort, it's about becoming. He starts to connect you with his own success, his own growth, his own strength. And that bond, the feeling that with you, he's inspired to reach higher, is what keeps him emotionally addicted. A man may fall for a woman's beauty. He may be drawn to her kindness or her charm. But what makes him stay is the belief that by being with her, he's better, stronger, more capable, more alive. And the woman who helps him see that, the one who nurtures his confidence without trying to control him, becomes the woman he can't imagine living without. A man may enjoy the thrill of attraction, but what keeps him emotionally hooked is the feeling that you are the one who makes him believe he can achieve more than he ever thought possible. And once he connects you to that belief, no other woman can replace you. 7. Create deep emotional memories. Love isn't built in ordinary moments. It's forged in the unforgettable ones. The moments that stir something inside him, that linger long after they've passed. When a man connects you to those feelings, when he associates your presence with excitement, vulnerability, or wonder, he doesn't just like being with you. He needs it. Because now you're not just someone he enjoys spending time with. You've become part of the moments he can't forget. Men rarely articulate this, but they crave connection through experiences. Not just surface-level interactions, but moments that make them feel. The adrenaline rush of adventure, the warmth of shared vulnerability, the quiet intensity of being understood without words. These moments, intense, raw, and unscripted, are what form emotional bonds that can't be replaced. But here's the truth. Emotional memories aren't created by chance. They're crafted. They don't just happen. They unfold when you step outside the predictable. When you challenge him, surprise him, or invite him into a moment he didn't expect. That's what makes those experiences memorable. The fact that they break the rhythm of everyday life. The key isn't grand gestures, it's depth. Emotional intensity isn't about spending money or planning extravagant dates. It's about creating moments that strike a chord. The kind of experiences that leave him wondering, what just happened, and wanting more. Moments of challenge, growth, or vulnerability are especially powerful. When you create shared experiences that push him, mentally, emotionally, or even physically, you deepen the bond between you. It's why couples who travel together, face challenges together, or explore new things together tend to grow stronger. They aren't just spending time, they're building memories. And those memories become emotional anchors, moments he replays in his mind when he's thinking about you. It could be as simple as suggesting something spontaneous, a midnight drive with no destination, a last-minute hike to watch the sunset, or even trying a new hobby together. The activity itself doesn't matter as much as the energy you bring, the sense that this isn't just another evening, it's an experience that sticks. But here's what many women miss. Emotional memories aren't just made in excitement, they're made in vulnerability. The quiet conversations where you both open up, revealing thoughts and fears you don't share with just anyone. When he tells you about his regrets, his doubts, or the dreams he's too afraid to speak aloud. And instead of offering advice, you simply listen. Those moments, where he feels truly seen, stay with him in a way no surface-level interaction can. Being emotionally open to yourself is just as powerful. When you share your struggles, your fears, or the experiences that shaped you, you invite him into something deeper, a place where connection feels real, unfiltered, and unforgettable. It's not about oversharing or dumping your emotions on him. It's about being genuine. When he senses that you trust him enough to be vulnerable, he won't just feel closer, he'll feel invested. Because now, you're not just someone who makes him laugh, you're someone who makes him feel. And sometimes, it's the quietest moments that leave the deepest mark. Sitting in silence under the stars, a glance across the room that says everything without a word, the way your hand lingers in his just a little longer. These moments, subtle yet powerful, create an emotional imprint that lingers far longer than any scripted conversation or carefully planned date. But there's one more layer to this: consistency. One unforgettable memory can draw him in, but consistent emotional depth is what keeps him there. When he starts to see that with you, life feels richer. That you bring laughter in light moments, comfort in dark ones, and warmth in between. He'll begin to crave your presence, because now, you're not just someone who excites him. You're someone who makes him feel alive. Emotional memories aren't just about the experience itself. They're about the meaning you create together. When a man feels like the best, parts of himself come alive when he's with you. When he associates you with moments that challenge, inspire, and fulfill him, you become irreplaceable. Not because you tried to impress him, but because you gave him something few women do, moments he can't forget. And that's what keeps him emotionally addicted. Because a man may enjoy casual fun, but what makes him stay? What makes him need? Is the feeling that, with you, life isn't just comfortable, it's unforgettable. Emotional addiction isn't built overnight. It's created through moments, actions, and energy that leave a lasting impression. Men may be drawn to beauty, but what makes them stay is the feeling that with you, life feels richer, deeper, and more meaningful. By becoming his safe space, making him feel like a hero, maintaining your own life and passions, and creating spontaneous, memorable experiences, you build a connection that no one else can replace. Emotional presence strengthens this bond, showing him that you see not just who he is now, but who he's striving to become. And when you encourage his growth, celebrate his wins, and remind him of his strength during moments of doubt, you become more than just someone he cares about. You become someone he needs. Because when a man believes he's a better version of himself with you, that connection becomes powerful and lasting. But perhaps the most unforgettable bond of all comes from shared experiences. the memories that make him feel alive. Those moments filled with laughter, depth, or vulnerability stay etched in his mind. They become the stories he replays when he thinks about you, the feelings he chases when you're apart. So take these lessons and begin practicing them today. Build meaningful connections, nurture emotional depth, and embrace the kind of presence that leaves a man craving more. And if you've experienced a powerful connection like this, one that shaped your life in unexpected ways, we'd love to hear your story. Share it in the comments below. Let's inspire each other with the connections that truly matter.